This is OKI, Multifunctional Digital Color Systems, Multifunctional Digital Systems Operator's Manual for Fax Unit. The model number is GD-1320/GD-1260 for ES9455 MFP, ES9465 MFP / ES9475 MFP. So first off, thank you for purchasing the OKI fax unit GD-1320/GD-1260. This operator's manual describes how to use the fax functions, troubleshooting and its maintenance, etc. Before using the fax functions thoroughly, read and understand this operator's manual. To ensure that the fax functions are used in optimum working conditions, keep this operator's manual in a handy place for future reference. Before reading this manual, how to read this manual. Symbols in this manual. In this manual, some important items are described with the symbols shown below. Be sure to read these items before using this equipment. Warning. Indicates a potentially hazardous situation which, if not avoided, could result in death, serious injury, or serious damage, or fire in the equipment or surrounding objects. Caution. Indicates a potentially hazardous situation which, if not avoided, may result in minor or moderate injury, partial damage to the equipment or surrounding objects, or loss of data. Note. Indicates information to which you should pay attention when operating the equipment. Other than the above, this manual also describes information that may be useful for the operation of this equipment with the following signage. Tip. Describes handy information that is useful to know when operating the equipment. In the open book symbol, pages describing items related to what you are currently doing. See these pages as required. Model and series names in this manual. In this manual, each model name is replaced with a series name as shown below. So the model name, ES9455 MFP, series name in this manual, ES9455 MFP. Model name, ES9465 MFP / ES9475 MFP, ES9475 MFP series. Explanation for control panel and touch panel. The details on the touch panel menus may differ depending on the operating environment, such as whether options are installed. The illustration screens used in this manual are for paper in the A/B format. If you use paper in the LT format, the display or the order of buttons in the illustrations may differ from that of your equipment. Options. For the available options, refer to options in the Quick Start Guide for your equipment. Description of original paper direction. Paper or originals of A4, B5, or LT size can be placed either in a portrait direction or a landscape direction in this manual. -R is added to this paper size when this size of paper or original is placed in a landscape direction. Example, A4 size original on the original glass. Placed in a portrait direction, A4. Placed in a landscape direction, A4R. Paper or originals of A3, B4, LD, or LG can only be placed in a landscape direction. Therefore, -R is not added to these sizes. Trademarks. The company names and products names in this manual are the trademarks of their respective companies. Accessories. Accessories provided for GD-1320, Modular Cable 1, Operator's Manual 1. Disclaimer notice. The following notice sets out the exclusions and limitations of liability of OKI Data Corporation, including employees, agents, and subcontractors. To any purchaser or user, hereafter user, of the ES9455 MFP / ES9465 MFP / ES9475 MFP, including its accessories, options, and bundled software, hereafter product. The exclusion and limitations of liability referred to in this notice shall be effective to the fullest extent permissible at law. For the avoidance of doubt, nothing in this notice shall be taken to exclude or limit Oki Data Corporation's liability for death or personal injury caused by Oki Data Corporation's negligence or Oki Data Corporation's fraudulent misrepresentation. All warranties, conditions, and other terms implied by law are, to the fullest extent permitted by law, excluded, and no such implied warranties are given or apply in relation to the products. Oki Data Corporation shall not be liable for any loss, cost, expense, claim, or damage whatsoever caused by any of the following: use of handling of the product otherwise than in accordance with the manuals, including but not limited to the operator's manual, user's guide, and or incorrect or careless handling of use of the product. Any causes which prevents the product from operating or functioning correctly, which arises from or is attributable to either acts, omissions, events, or accidents beyond the reasonable control of Oki Data Corporation, including, without limitation, acts of God, war, riot, civil commotion, malicious or deliberate damage, fire, flood, or storm, natural calamity, earthquakes, abnormal voltage, or other disasters. Additions, modifications, disassembly, transportation, or repairs by any person other than service technicians authorized by Oki Data Corporation, or use of paper, supplies, or parts other than those recommended by Oki Data Corporation. Subject to paragraph 1, Oki Data Corporation shall not be liable to customer for loss of profits, loss of sales or turnover, loss of damage or reputation, or damage to reputation, loss of production, loss of anticipated savings, loss of goodwill or business opportunities, loss of customers, loss of use of any software or data, loss under or in relation to any contract, or any special, incidental, consequential, or indirect loss or damage, costs, expenses, financial loss, or claims for consequential compensation, whatsoever and howsoever caused which arise out of or in connection with the product or use of handling of the product, even if Oki Data Corporation is advised of the possibility of such damages. Oki Data Corporation shall not be liable for any loss, cost, expense, claim, or damage caused by any inability to use, including but not limited to failure, malfunction, hang-up, virus infection, or other problems which arises from use of the product with hardware, goods, or software which Oki Data Corporation has not directly or indirectly supplied. Contents. Preface. Before reading this manual, general precautions. Before using fax, description of each component, control panel, touch panel, options, connecting cables, sending, receiving a fax, basic procedures, handling an original, setting the transmission conditions, specifying the recipient, other transmissions, receiving a fax, reception mode, originals and paper, checking communications, checking reserved transmissions, checking communication status, canceling the transmission, canceling the memory transmission, canceling direct transmissions, canceling reserved transmissions, advanced functions, transmitting two-sided originals, priority transmission, polling communication, polling transmission, polling reception, mailbox transmission, registering, printing / deleting on original, sending / retrieving an original, cheating / modifying, deleting a mailbox, chain dial communication, delayed transmission reservation, recovery transmission, on-ramp gateway, off-ramp gateway, save as file, print, secure, receive, fax jobs, printing lists and reports. Printing lists and reports manually, journal, transmission journal / reception journal, reservation list, mailbox, relay box report, printing lists and reports automatically, lists / reports, samples, transmission journal, reception journal, reservation list, mailbox / relay box report, memory transmission report, multi-transmission report, multi-polling report, relay TX org, terminal report, relay TX relay station report, relay TX and terminal report, relay station report, mailbox report, reception report. Setting items. User settings, fax settings, administrator settings, registering the terminal ID, setting the initial setup, setting the RX printing, setting recovery transmission, setting second line for fax unit, secure, receive, troubleshooting and specifications. Troubleshooting, error codes, error messages, transmission reception trouble, specifications of GD-1320 / GD-1260, index, Before using facts, this chapter describes the basic of this equipment you should learn before you start using it. Description of each component, control panel, touch panel, options, connecting cables. And that should do it for the video today. Tune in next week for another riveting manual reading.